guys, how are you today? Trust you're keeping safe wherever you are. So today I'll be teaching you how to add pockets to your existing clothes. There are times that we see beautiful clothes at the store, but we wish it had a pocket. So today I'll be teaching you how you can add pockets to maybe clothes you buy in the future that don't have a pocket, or clothes that you already have but you wish you had a pocket, you wish it had a pocket, right? So now this is the clothes. I wear this in the house, but I always wish it had a pocket, yeah, especially when I want to hide my phone from my daughter, yeah. So I'll be teaching you how you can add a pocket to your clothes. So, and trust me guys, it's very very simple. So what we're going to do is this. Usually when you want to position a pocket, the start point of the pocket should be about 4 to 6 inches, yeah, from your waistline. Yeah, you measure down from your waistline about 4 to 6 inches, and then you get the position where the pocket will start. And by 4 to 6 inches I mean it actually depends on how tall the person is, yeah. So since I'm wearing the clothes, I don't need to remove it, I don't need to take it off and then measure. I can just measure where I want the pocket to start. So what I'm going to do is I'll put my hand on my hip side, yeah. On my hip, I'm going to put my hand there. So of course the pocket can't drop down this way, it has to be somewhere here. You hope you understand me. So now I want the pocket to start from here, yeah. So I'm going to use my chalk. This is a tailor's chalk. It's washable. If you mark it on your fabric, it's actually washable. The mark will leave the fabric after washing. So I place my hand here, and then I mark where I want the pocket to start from, yeah, which is here. I hope you can see it. So I want pocket to start from here, yeah. And then at the other side as well, yeah, I'll also mark the same point where I want the pocket to start. So this point, those markings will actually be useful when we start to sew. So guys, let's go to the table where I'll show you the equipment that you're going to need for this project, and also how to cut out the pocket. Okay, so guys, we are now on the table. So these are the things we're gonna need for this project. Of course, you need your sewing machine, yeah, and then you need the scissors to cut out the fabric. Then you'll be needing this. Usually I use this to cut out any thread that is hanging while I'm sewing. And then you also need this, the seam ripper. The seam ripper is actually used to open up any kind of fabric. Maybe if there is an alteration, instead of using blade, yeah, just pulling out the thread, which might spoil or do any form of damage to the clothes you're working on, you use a seam ripper. I'm going to show you how to use it today. And then you'll be needing a chalk too, a tailor's chalk. This is what I used earlier to draw out the pattern of your pocket. And then you'll also be needing the fabric. This is the fabric that I'm going to be using for the pocket. So I'll be drawing out my pattern on those pockets with the chalk, and then I'm going to cut it out with the scissors. And then this, I'm going to use it to open up my clothes, the one we're going to add the pockets to, yeah. And this, I'll be using it to cut out any thread that is actually hanging while I'm sewing. Okay, so guys, this is the fabric that I'll be using. Like I said earlier, this fabric is about 11.5 inches by 33 inches. This is actually folded into two. It's actually folded into two. I already folded this into two, so that's why it's 33 inches. That's why I said 33 inches. Okay, by 33 inches. So now you'll be folding the fabric into four actually. So this is into two already. This is the right side and this is the wrong side, and then you'll be folding it again, making four, yeah, making 4 layers. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. You get me? Okay, no. So now what we're going to do is to draw out the pattern of the pocket. So usually the easiest way, yeah, is to place your hand on the fabric. Do you get it? The easiest way is to place your hand on the fabric and then you draw out the pocket. So what you do is place your hand on your palm on the fabric, and you spread your nails fingers sorry, you spread your fingers, and then you just draw. Okay, so you draw out. Okay, excuse me. Okay, the fabric is very light, so it's actually okay. So you draw out how the pocket should be. Yeah, don't worry if it's not smooth now, we'll smoothen it up. Okay, so okay, so my hand is able to go inside the pocket. Hope you see inside this marking. My hand is actually able to go inside. So this is it. So let's just smoothen it out. Hope you understand what I drew. So this is it. So it's actually in form of the letter D shape. Hope you understand. It's actually in form of the letter D shape. So this is what we are going to cut out. Don't cut close to, except you want the pocket to be small. Don't cut close to your nails, and don't put your nails together. Widen it out, okay? So that it depends on how big you want the pocket to be anyway. So now this is what we're going to cut out. So now I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so now this is how the pockets will be. Yeah, so I'll be showing you what next to do just now. So you can just mark. Well, if you're using a fabric that the right and wrong side is the same, you can, or it's similar, look, you can just mark on the wrong side, but this isn't like that anyway. So now I'll be showing you what next to do. Okay, so guys, this is the clothes we're going to work on. So this is how the pocket will be inside the clothes. Yeah, so this is the exact same point I marked on the outer part of the clothes. I've marked it inside the clothes. Yeah, because it's actually from inside the clothes that I'll be ripping this seam. Yeah, so I'll put this pocket here. From the start point, I'll put this pocket here to know the end point. Yeah, so I would know how much of this seam I would open up. Yeah, so from here to here, this is the least that I will open up. Yeah, so I would start from maybe about 2 to 3 inches from this start point that we marked initially, and I will also stop opening the seam at about 2 to 3 inches from where the pocket actually stopped. I hope you understand me. It will give me more room to work on the fabric. I'm sure you understand better when we start to sew. So I'll start opening up from here to this side. So now to open up the seam, we said we're starting from here, right? So we'll put our seam ripper to use now. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you look at this seam, yeah, it's actually been overlocked. Yeah, so we're using our seam to bring out one of those threads, yeah, so that it will be easy for us to work on it. Okay. It is actually better than using a blade or any other sharp object, because you know that it can hardly tear your clothes. But guys, be careful of this sharp point. Yeah, this is a knit fabric, so it's not quite easy for me to use the seam ripper in the appropriate way. But if it was a cotton fabric, it will be quite easy. I think I'll just do another video on how to use the seam ripper. So you just take your time to open up all, to remove all this, to remove the seam, to remove the thread. So from here down to that side. So guys, I've loosened both sides. Yeah, so this is the space where we'll be putting our pocket. I've loosened both sides. So now the next thing is to turn the garment to the right side, because that is where we'll be pinning our pockets to. So now this is the right side of the fabric, and remember, this is the point that we marked initially. Yeah. So now, you know, we actually cut 4 pieces of this pocket. So we'll be picking 2. We're picking 2 for one side and 2 for the other side. And the 2 we picked is right side facing right side. Yeah. So now I've turned my garments to the right. So I'll be taking the upper one. There's something I want you to notice here too as well on the pocket. You know, it's slightly curved downwards. So this is how our pocket will be inside. It will be curved downwards. So it's not going to be this way, okay? So the part that is curved downwards will come towards the bottom of the clothes, yeah? So now we'll pick the first one, and then we place the right side of the pocket on the right side of the garment. Remember, this was a point that we marked initially. So I'll be placing this tip against here, yeah, and then I'll pin it together with the clothes. So right side facing right side, and also the part that is curved downwards, it's actually facing down, okay? So I'll pin this together, and I'll ensure that the edge of the clothes is actually touching, no, sorry, the edge of the pocket is touching the edge of the clothes. This is what I mean. These 2 edges are touching each other. One is not shorter than the other. Okay, so we're fine. Again, I will turn the fabric to the back, still on the right side, but to the back, yeah. And then the other one, right side facing right side as well. And see, this part is also facing down, okay? So this edge will also be touching this edge, the part we marked, that point that I marked initially. So pin it, and then I'll be doing the same thing to the other side as well. It's very simple, actually, very simple to make. So one other thing I would like to say is that if you're sewing a new clothes, like if you're sewing a clothes from the scratch, you know, this I actually had to loosen the seam, yeah, because it's an old clothes and I bought it. So if you're making a new clothes, it's still the same process as this. You cut out your pocket, and then before joining the sides of your clothes together, which is the front and the back, yeah, you fix this pocket, yeah, you fix the pocket first. You do this that I'm doing. You attach the pockets to the clothes first, yeah, before you join the front and the back together. I think you understand. So it's still the same process, whether it's a new cloth or an old cloth. Pocket fixing is still the same process. So now I'm done doing this. So now I'll go to my machine, and I'll sew this part. If you actually see this, I don't know, okay, so this is the seam allowance. I think it's about maybe 1/4 of an inch that we had before initially, actually on this cloth. This is about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, yeah. So I'll maintain that same seam allowance, yeah. So I'm going to sew down from here. You see this crease on the clothes. Yeah, I'm going to follow that line and sew down till here. Okay, that same seam allowance, I'm going to do the same on all of them. This crease, yeah, that particular spot that we lose in there, that line. So I'm still going to follow that line and sew straight down on the pocket, and sew straight down. I'm going to do that on all the sides. I'll be sewing from the right side. Ensure that the edge of the pocket is aligning with the edge of the clothes, and then you follow the same seam allowance that you left on the clothes. So you sew from the right side of the fabric. You back stitch. Okay, so guys, we're almost done. We've attached the pocket. So the next thing to do is to top stitch the pockets to the fabric. Yeah, so if you look at the right side of the, sorry, if you look at the wrong side of the, this is the right side of the fabric. Yeah, so if you look at the wrong side, you see the seam allowance. Yeah, so what you do is you can take it to the ironing board and just press it flat. Yeah, but you ensure that the seam allowance is leaning towards the pocket. Ensure that the seam allowance is leaning towards the pocket. Okay, so when you press it flat, you press the seam allowance towards the pocket. Okay, towards the pocket, you press it towards the side. Yeah, and then you sew on that seam allowance. Yeah, the reason for doing that is to keep the pocket in place, because by the time we'll finish sewing the clothes and you start putting your hand inside the pocket, you want to ensure that the pocket stays in place and doesn't come out every time you remove your hand from the pocket. Okay, so you want to hold it in place. You press the seam allowance towards the pocket and then you sew it. Since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to press it, but and because it's just the garment I wear in the house, but if it was something that I wear outside, then I was sure going to do it. So ensure that the seam allowance is under the pocket. Pressing actually makes it easy. So you sew on that seam allowance. Okay, okay, so this is what I'm saying. If you can see this closely, this is, I actually sewed on the pocket, and on the wrong side the seam allowance is actually facing the pocket. It is laying on the pocket. Okay, so I've sewed it down. I'm going to do the same for all the four sides. Now you've secured all the pockets. So the next thing we're going to do, and which is the last thing, is to turn the garment to the wrong side. That's where we're going to finish the whole thing. Turn the garment to the wrong side and then align the pockets. Yeah, align the pockets and pin them together. Okay, I hope you can see this. So now we align the pockets from the wrong side of the cloth. Align the pockets and pin them together. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you have a serger or an overlock at home, you should overlock the pockets, yeah, first before you attach it to the fabric. So you just overlock the sides of the pocket, round all the 4 pockets, yeah, the 4 patterns we cut. You overlock all the sides before you pin them, because after sewing it, it might not be that easy to overlock the sides anymore. So now the last thing we are going to do to finish the garment is to sew. We'll be following the same allowance that they used on this fabric, which is about a 1/4 inch. So we're going to sew from here. Follow the same allowance, 0.25, a 1/4 inch. Air, 0.25, 0.25, all through 0.25, 0.25 until you get to this place, the place where you opened up initially, yeah. And on this side as well, you start right from the place that we opened up, 0.25 straight down, then you curve, you sew like this, then you come down again, and then you're done. So let's sew. Okay, so guys, we're done sewing, and this is it. This is the pocket from the inside. Ensure you cut all dangling threads. I'm going to do that later. So now let's turn the garment to the right side to see what we have made. Okay, so this is the right side of the garment. You see our pocket is almost invisible, yeah? Do you see? Our pocket is almost invisible. So guys, whenever you're doing yours, just ensure that you use a matching fabric. Yeah, I use this because this is one of the scrap fabrics that I have at home. Ensure you use a matching fabric. So I'll wear it and then I'll show you. Okay, so guys, now this is the pocket that we made. See it? This is the part that we top stitched. Yeah, so it will help you anytime you put your hand in your pocket and you bring it out, the pocket doesn't just come out. Okay, so this is it. You see, it's quite easy. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know, and please subscribe and like my video. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.